Great. Yeah, I think we can kick it off now. But yeah, so I see some people are joining. Just give another quick minute, but hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to our webinar, How to Create Better Customer Experiences with SugarServe. So I'm Jenna Carrillo, Customer Success Manager here at BrainSell, and joining me today is Kevin Cook, Executive
Hello,
Vice
everybody.
President here at BrainSell.
Hey,
Great. Hey,
nice to
Kevin.
see you all. Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Um, I'd like to start with a couple housekeeping items. First, please just drop any questions that you have during the event into the questions box. And we have Sarah of marketing in the background. She's going to be monitoring the questions and we'll answer those at the end during the Q&A. But and also, this is being recorded. So after the webinar tomorrow, I believe you'll be receiving the recording. But let's just hop right into it. Thanks, Kevin, for pulling up this first poll question. We're just going to kick it off. So are you currently utilizing a customer service platform? This is just a great way to kind of see where everyone's at. And we have a
And
couple options
I
here.
was actually surprised here when I saw I'm not sure as an option here. I'm like, oh no, nobody's going to have that. But I realized, yeah, a lot of customers may not even know because they're not directly involved with customer support or whatnot. I was surprised that that's actually a legitimate answer.
Yeah, it makes sense. If they're not in the department, not dealing with it all day, you never know. Great. All right. So thank you so much for your responses. Um, so quick agenda for everyone here. We're going to be discussing why SugarServe, the business benefits, sales and service alignment, and then Kevin is going to dive in and do a really good demo, and then we'll wrap it up with Q&A. So yeah, Kevin, if you want to move to the next one, let's just hop right into it. Why SugarServe? Because we want you to create better customer experiences. So SugarServe is an efficient customer service platform built to work for customer service reps. So SugarServe provides rich branded service experience for your customers, and then also an easy to use, intuitive console for your agents. So it provides all the information that you will need to resolve your customers' issues from just a single screen. And then it eliminates those blind spots and enables your support professionals to focus on creating those customers for life. Um,
Yeah, that's really important. It's that whole life cycle with the customer. So it's not just handling one ticket or one sale. It's about, the sale, the follow-up support, getting back involved with the customer, constantly staying involved with the customer over their entire life cycle. So that's a great point, Jenna. Very important.
Great. And then, some other benefits that I'd like to discuss is it really gives your service agents the tools that they need to be more productive and resolve cases faster and in less time because they don't have to be searching for information all over the
Hmm.
place. It also connects service and clients throughout the most convenient channels for everyone. There's so many
Yeah.
different options these days. Serve gives it to you, whether it's, voice, chat, email, or even some self-service capabilities.
Yeah, and there's a lot that can be added on too. So it really is, yeah, it's one of those very flexible platforms. So um, benefits. You want to talk about the benefits of the tool?
Yeah. So where are we? Okay, yeah. So and then even to automate key processes and make service simpler, easier, much more cost effective. Those are the top 3 points that we find here. And then
And this is, I sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry, Jenna, but
that's
these
okay.
these stats are really cool. And I was again pretty shocked when I saw these that you can have such a dramatic revenue increase just by keeping your customers happy and engaging with them like this. So sorry to interrupt, Jenna.
Nope, that's okay. And then I'm just gonna, if you want to go to the next one, I want to get into what I think is just the most important piece here, and that's the sales and service alignment, right? So where do sales and support overlap? What you can do with Serve is build roles for each department to eliminate gaps and friction points between your sales and service team. And then, aligning departmental KPIs. So by aligning those KPIs, you create better balance between customer focus initiatives and the rest of your business. Um, and then with designing seamless handoffs, you're really understanding sales and service follow-up actions to ease your team's work altogether. Eliminate double entry, have the teams really be working together to move forward. Um,
And that's
yeah,
another, I want to elaborate on that, because going back and forth between like a customer who has a problem, if that problem gets solved, but then the support agent might realize that there's a need there. So they may need to tell somebody back in sales that, oh, I was helping Linda from this company, and Linda really needs an upgrade to her system or needs an add-on to the system. So it's that handoff back and forth between support and account management, even sales, that's makes a great customer experience. Customers get what they want, not just the support problem fixed, but also the attention from the salespeople. So just had to elaborate on that.
thank you. Anytime, anytime, And then by creating a complete customer view with just one platform for sales and service to show when a customer is at risk, right? Especially nowadays, you want to be ahead of the game. Having Serve gives you the knowledge of when and where your customers need the support. So in the end, this improves overall loyalty and retention.
And
Um,
oh, I'm sorry, you're
I
talking
was
about
waiting for
customer data. Yeah, customer data. Go ahead. I want it because I got a real life example, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah, let's hop into the data. Make those informed customer facing decisions with AI driven insights, and analysis of past, present, and potential future issues and opportunities. So, Kevin.
Yeah, the data there. This is something, again, I wasn't thinking about this until one of our customers actually did it. What they do is they monitor all of the problems. They classify the problems as support tickets. Some are, I didn't get an update, whatever it was, but some are actually product related, more important. And what they do is that customer is taking all of those data points and sending them over to the product team, because they realize, oh, maybe this on-off switch isn't as robust as we want it to be. So they're using the support tickets to create fixes or things in the product, new product features. So it's kind of that feedback loop. That data in customer support is telling the product team what they need to work on. So it's not just fixing a bug, but it's also developing new features for their product. I thought that was another cool application of customer support that I might not have thought of.
Thank you. And then finally, convert great customer experience into revenue, right? So businesses that improve their customer experience can increase their revenue by, get this stat, 80%. Satisfied customers can create word of mouth, which in turn, makes your folks brand ambassadors, and then it ultimately brings in more customers, more revenue. Um,
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Customer satisfaction, the CSAT, the NPS scores and the CSAT, the customer satisfaction, all part of that life cycle of your customer. And then the continued delight. Yeah, I think that's another great point. Great point, Jenna.
I mean, that was a lot. We just gave them a lot to work with, but I hope everybody's starting to kind of understand the benefits of SugarServe. Start thinking about, where you can use SugarServe and how it can improve your customer experience, as well as your employee experience.
Mm-hmm.
The efficiency. So I'm gonna totally pass it on to Kevin now. So, and we're gonna get into the demo.
Demo, yay. So what I'm going to show you all today is a demo of SugarServe. I'm going to start off just a day in the life, or a quick day in the life, a quick support ticket coming in from Sugar's new support kiosk. So they've got a thing called the self-service center, the customer kiosk, which is an improvement on the old one. If any of you have experience with the old customer portal, it's still great, still there, but they've got a new one that's rolling out. I'm going to show you both of them today. But real quick, here we go. I'm going to drag a window in here. And this is the new customer support kiosk. I'll expand it so I don't have to look at the underlying. I'm going to log in here, just any old user. Any user could be submitting a support ticket, whatever. Maybe they've got their own profile set up here. They could be with a company, they could be an individual, whatever. But the idea is that I'm going to do a real quick support case here. I'm going to say, I cannot get the device to shut down. Does not help you type though. To turn it off, but it is stuck on. I have to unplug it to shut down. Okay. And if you want to, obviously, you can drag and drop a file there. I'm just going to submit it real quick there. All I did is a customer of yours. I logged into this new support kiosk and I created a ticket just using a button. That's how fast it could be. Now, maybe you called in the support desk and somebody did it manually. Or maybe you sent an email, or maybe you used chat. There are a lot of different ways for these support tickets to get into the system. This is just one way, one channel, as they call it. So the channel is the portal. Real quick request for support, shutting a device down. So now I'm going to drag in another window, and this is Melissa. Melissa is a support agent, and this is Sugar proper, not the portal. This is the actual application, SugarCRM. Melissa's logged into her service console.
And Kevin, what do you mean by Sugar proper?
Oh yeah, I'm not in the portal. This is actually the user of the system. This is one of your employees logged into SugarCRM, not the portal.
Okay.
Over here, when I was logged in as this user, this is the self-service center, the kiosk. This is the actual SugarCRM. So, I can see a list in this interface here. I'm not going to go into the details yet because we're going to get that in a minute. But I see down here, I got a new case. This is one we just created. I can't get the device to shut down. So Melissa, our support agent, is going to go in here and say, okay, I'm going to get this to shut. All right. Oh yeah. So she's going to say, oh, here's what you have to do. She can look at all sorts of things related to this support ticket. She can comment on it internally. She can maybe see other purchases, but basically all she really wants to do is respond here. So she knows this person is related to a company. She's going to associate to a company. And she still can't type.
And what you're working in right now, I just wanted to throw out there, is the focus drawer for this ticket.
That's right. The idea here is that I want to be as fast as I can. If it's appropriate for me just to respond real quick and do something here, I want to be able to do that really fast. So I can do lots of work in this view right here, this focus drawer. Now I can do other things. I can drill into the case itself, drill into the account, drill into all sorts of other things. But I want to see really quickly what's going on here. And I can see, okay, this is it's stuck on, it's related to this company. I'll just save it here, and I'm going to show you the whole ticket, although I could have done more in this focus drawer. I'm going to really quick resolve this by going into the ticket itself. A whole new tab. So there's a lot of information behind this. But Melissa's really fast on the feet. She wants to get this resolved. She saw some information in that focus drawer. Now we're going to help this person figure out how to shut down the device. What she's going to do is she says, okay, I remember this because Melissa's really sharp. She's going to look at these sub panels here, and I'm going to link an existing record, an existing knowledge base article. So what she's doing is she's going into her knowledge base, and she knows, oh yeah, I know how to solve that problem. I'm going to share this with the customer. How to reset the device right there. And then she's also, just to be really, really efficient, she's going to add an additional note here to this and say to the customer, we need ChatGPT to correct my spelling. So she just wants to be really efficient here. She hits save. She's got a note. She just grabbed a knowledge base article. She just created a note, and now she knows this is resolved. So it's up to her to say, okay, I've resolved it. It's done. She's just going to say, boom. So that was a very fast resolution to a ticket that came in through the portal. Now, if the customer goes back here, and I'll just refresh this, back on this self-service kiosk, the customer is going to see, oh, the knowledge base article, the customer will get that email with the KB article built in. Everybody's happy. The point here is fast resolution to one quick, easily resolved ticket. So I didn't show you how SugarServe really works on more complex things, and I didn't show you all the details of SugarServe, but that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to close this out. Now, I close out that tab. I'm back as Melissa, remember? Melissa on my self-service console, my service console. This console is something that's built into Sugar. It's configurable. Administrators can configure it. If you give the end user the ability to configure it, they can do so. It gives you the ability to look at things, a broad overview of what's going on in SugarServe. Now, Melissa is a manager. She manages a support team. So it's really important for her to have all these different views, like a few of her cases. This is what we just saw. Remember, she saw that case that she had to attend to. Maybe she's looking at cases that are unassigned. There's 158 unassigned cases there. Or maybe, just her team's cases. Now, she doesn't have 503 that she's got to deal with because a lot of those have been resolved already. But the idea is that from this one dashboard, Melissa can get a quick view of everything that's going on for her and for her team. Now, remember, when I first looked at this, I used that focus drawer that you pointed out, Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
If you click on any record in this renewals console, it brings up this dashboard. I really like this dashboard. This is where you can do a lot of work inside a ticket without having to drill into the ticket like I did before. I drilled down into the ticket just to show people what was behind it. But a lot of times, customer support agents want to be very fast and work right in this focus drawer. So we've got this layout here that lets them see all sorts of detail about the ticket itself. They can look at the people associated with that ticket. And there's always another focus drawer, it seems like. It's focus drawers all the way down. So you click another focus drawer. Now I'm looking at information about Matthew, who works for this company. Okay, I remember. And we had a timeline here, not just of my interactions, but all of my colleagues and their interactions with Matthew, who submitted this support ticket. Back to the support ticket in the focus drawer, I can get the details, of course, of the ticket, details of the case timeline, not just the interactions with the person like we saw a second ago, but also interactions with this specific case. Emails, phone calls here. I might want to keep track of incoming chats or whatever we're using to communicate with this customer. Lots of different channels. I see internal comments, things that I may need to know about because, oh my goodness, there's no longer a warranty for this customer. Internal comments where my colleagues are giving me a little bit of advice or I'm asking them a question. And then of course I can see information about the company. So the idea here is that this focus drawer, this little focus dashboard, gives the support agents the ability to get lots of rich information about the tickets right on their homepage, right in this dashboard. And of course, you can page through it. Now, for a lot of customers, this is the name of the game. You want to be able to handle lots of support tickets in a fast manner so you can improve that customer experience. You don't want customers waiting. But it's not all about this interface for specific tickets because Melissa also has a few managerial duties, so she wants to see the data. And this is where Sugar puts in these dashboards, Sugar puts great data based on the outputs of reports or other things. So I can see these dashlets, these boxes are called dashlets. And you'll see dashlets all through the tool, whether it's SugarServe or SugarSell. You see dashlets in lots of places, and they give the user a lot of information about what's going on behind the scenes. So, for example, her open case is broken out by the status of that case. So, okay, this is just for Melissa. So it's her open cases. She's got 11 that are assigned. She's got 6 new ones. Oh, what are the new ones? Well, if she clicks on that section of the pie, she can drill down into the data. These are all my new cases. Oh, okay. Da, 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 da. Wow. She just closes this view, goes back to her home dashboard. Things also like follow-up dates. Okay, these are my historical follow-up dates. Oh, I got some coming out the 23rd. I got some follow-up dates coming up. What's today? The 14th. Oh, I got one today on the 14th. What is that one? Ooh, firmware update. Oh, it looks familiar. Might have to think about that one. So follow-up for today. Activities. Activities may not always be customer-facing. Maybe in the support, in your support world, for each customer it could be different, but in your support world, it may be that you've got behind the scenes activities. So Melissa may have to go talk to an engineer because this problem needs a lot of engineering support. She could communicate internally using the comment log, or maybe she just has to walk down the hall. So this is the activities, these are her activities and her tasks. The whole point, though, is that this dashboard, the service console, out of the box with Sugar, configurable by you, the end user, lets the agents in SugarServe get details about the individual cases and metrics about their performance and their team's performance. Really important. Now, on the left-hand side of SugarServe, you see the modules. The modules are the main areas where you work in SugarCell or SugarServe. In this case, you see all the most important modules for the support agent. Your cases, bugs, if you track bugs, and not every company tracks bugs. If you don't, you can hide that module. The accounts, of course, it's all about the customer experience and the companies behind the customer and the people you're working with. So these are the 4 most important modules that any support agent might want to hit on a daily basis. Of course, this is all configurable. You get to decide which modules are important, and there are a lot of modules to work with. So behind the scenes, you have a lot of things inside SugarServe, and a lot of these overlap with SugarCell. So Jenna, in the early stage of this webinar, we were talking about the overlap between sales and support. A lot of tools, I could name them, but I won't because I'm a nice guy. A lot of tools have one application for CRM and one application for support, and it's really 2 tools that are integrated. It may look like it's a platform, but they're really 2 separate tools that are integrated. Sugar is not like that. This is all one code base. It's the same piece of code, but they license the 2 halves, support and sales, separately so that each type of user doesn't have to be distracted by the other stuff. But what's important is if I'm looking at a list of contacts, this is the exact same list of contacts that the salespeople are using. I may have a different view of those contacts because I'm in support, but the salespeople and the support people all have the same database. It's not an integration. That's another, it's a subtle point, and the nerds out there will like it, but it is an important point. There are a lot of other things that are behind the scenes here in SugarServe. Some of them are very specific to the serve portion. For example, the knowledge base. Of course, salespeople need knowledge bases too. You may have escalations. We're going to talk about escalations in a moment, but if a case needs to be escalated up for whatever reason, escalations are really unique to SugarServe. There are other things in here, and you can see there's a lot of overlap. If you're familiar with SugarCell, there's a lot of overlap between serve and sell, but there are also some places that are really unique to serve. So without further ado, we're going to go back to my cases service console. Remember, I'm Melissa. And as we were looking through that overview, we saw an active task, a follow-up that's due today. I made her think, maybe she'd go look at her cases. Okay, she's got a handful of cases. All right, follow-up dates, 2 days. Okay, this all looks okay. But these are all for new ones. I'm going to clear this filter. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Oh, there's a lot of old follow-ups. I better refresh this. It's telling me, or Melissa, that there are follow-ups that were due a while back. Maybe I've got to work on some of these. Oops, I didn't mean to clear that, but that's okay. I'm going to remove this filter. And there's just something bugging me because that was something that I knew I had to follow up on, but I don't see it here. So I've got to attend to a lot of these. Yeah, I know that. But I'm going to go back to my overview here. I'm going to dig into that one piece of that chart here that says I had a follow-up today. Okay. Follow-up today. Oh, automatic firmware. Oh, okay. Using my focus drawer. Now I'm reminding myself as a support agent. Oh, yeah. This is all the stuff I had to do here. Here's my timeline. Oh, yeah. It was telling me I had to set up a meeting with the customer, and that's what's due today on the 14th of June. All right. So now as a support agent, Melissa, I'm going to drill right into this here. I'm not using focus drawer. I'm actually opening up that record, the whole ticket. I can familiarize myself with this. Okay, this is a customer diversified energy. Ooh, this is high priority. Okay, it's been assigned to me. Unresolved, but today is my follow-up date. We've had a few internal comments here. Other stuff might be going on. I want to give myself a little more space, so I'm going to collapse the side panel. Looking at the Smart Guide, here's a great example of ways that you can control how people interact automatically. Smart Guides in SugarServe and SugarCell are a templated way to deal with records in Sugar. It can be a person, an account, an opportunity, or a support case. So in this case, no pun intended, in this instance, there's a smart guide for this support case. Ooh, it's a priority one critical problem. It's in progress. I can see that, it was assigned. Oh, wow, it was assigned to me, Melissa, and I've got to set up this meeting with the customer, do a detailed review. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This templated way of engaging the smart guide is the thing that created those automatic follow-ups. It created the follow-up date, the due dates. It might have created tasks for me as well. So this is a way to create a templated way of engagement on a support case that may automatically create tasks or alerts for the end user, for the agent. Okay, so Melissa knows that she's supposed to be reviewing this case and meeting with the customer because it's a high priority customer with a critical problem. She's going to look down here at these subpanels. And okay, they met at a trade show in Boston. Looks like this happened back in the 17th. So she can use the information below to get familiar with the case without having to drill and bounce all over the place. There's some tools where you just have to keep clicking and you lose your place and you get lost inside all these windows, but not so with Sugar. I'm still in this one very important case, and I can use these focus drawers to get notes, look at the details, look at the background that I or my colleagues might have put in there to refresh myself. Okay, now I remember what was going on. That's great. I can look down at all this other stuff. Okay, we've had a few phone calls. Okay, that's right. I remember calling them back in May. Ooh, there was a web chat here. What were we talking about? They came in through Sugar Live. Sugar Live down here is a way for service agents to engage with customers in the portal using chat. So live chat, this all leverages Amazon. Amazon Connect is a very powerful telephony tool. You can use Amazon Connect and Sugar Live to embed Amazon telephony chat and whatnot right inside Sugar. Sugar becomes your soft phone or your chat interface. You don't need third-party tools. You can also layer in things from Amazon like sentiment analysis. You can use Amazon Connect to create call recordings or chat transcripts, or you can even use it to apply natural language processing to the chat transcripts for multiple language interpretation. All that's through Sugar Live, built right into Sugar. In this case, okay, we've got, we had a chat, I'm going to use this little eyeball here. We had a chat session with the customer. Oh, now I can see what they're trying to do. Here's the chat. Oh, yeah, okay. Now, this is a high priority case. The change, the change timers. Yes, all right. This is where you might use a trigger inside Sugar to say, oh, we're about to violate the SLA. I can see that the change timers are going to violate our SLA. I have to alert a manager or somebody to attend the support case. So Melissa might be getting an alert up here tomorrow because she's going to miss her required follow-up today. So the notifications may turn red and flash her because there's an automated process that realizes the change timer is going to exceed the SLA for this case, and Melissa needs to know about it. So I'm going to give a little pause right here. We had a quick example earlier on where I filed a quick support ticket about turning off a device. Melissa resolved it through the portal very fast. What I'm doing now is digging into a high priority case that needs a lot more hand-holding. I'm looking at change timers. We've got maybe automated tools. We've got chat coming in. We've got these smart guides that tell us what we have to do. This is an example of a more complex case resolution for a high priority customer. So now Melissa knows what she has to do. Of course, there's more data here. She needs to get to it. She knows that this time she's got to use that knowledge base. She's going to say, oh, this is where I've got to take this knowledge base article and actually attach it. Okay, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to find another knowledge. Remember, we used that knowledge base article for resetting the device, and we sent that one to our customer before, but now I'm going to send a different one. In fact, this is so crucial, I think we're going to have to send a couple of knowledge base articles to the customer. So I'm going to take these 2 knowledge base articles and attach them to this ticket. So Melissa realizes she had to do this. She's also going to add a note here, a new note. So Melissa wants to talk to the customer over Teams to help her resolve this problem. Now, believe it or not, you can also link Teams directly to Sugar. So if you're using Teams, maybe you create your meetings right from within Sugar. So I'm just,
sorry,
no.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but a question came in through the chat and it fits really well right now, so I hope to answer it before our Q&A. When does the customer get the email? Whenever any changes are made to the ticket, or?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I could have done a couple of things. I didn't send her an email. I just created a note because I know this customer's been interacting in the portal. But I could just as easily have sent an email. So if I'm working with Elizabeth or Linda or whoever it is, and I want to send an email, I could see. I'm going to come down here. Where is this? Okay, I've got the contacts here. Here's Elizabeth. I can click right on Elizabeth's email. And this is just a function of your browser. It brings up your email client, but because SugarServe is connected to your email client, either Gmail or Microsoft, doesn't matter, usually through Outlook, this will be archived directly in SugarServe against the Elizabeth Peters record.
But when there's an update to the ticket.
Yeah, so when there's an updated ticket, like I just did, like I just created a note here, that's going to push directly out to the customer. Now I'm going to do one more thing. What Melissa, the support agent, realizes is that she needs to bring in somebody besides Elizabeth. So she's going to add one more person to this. So I'm still on the support ticket. From the support ticket as a support agent, I've got a lot of things that I can do here. It's not somebody from Diversified Energy. It's actually from a different company. So we're going to find Linda. Oh, there's Linda Holiday, because this is related to Diversified Energy working inside one of their clients. So we've got to go talk to Linda from Diversified's client. That's why this is so important, because Diversified had clients and they want to keep their clients happy. So we have to talk to Linda. Now, if I come over here and drag another window, and this is another portal. This is the original Sugar portal. I just wanted to give you all an example of 2 different portals. This is going to be recorded and it's online, so people can always reference both portals, in both in action. Linda is logging in to the customer support portal, and she sees this view. This is all configurable within Sugar if you want to, but again, now I'm not in Sugar proper. I'm in the portal, back in a different version of the portal. Linda can see the support cases she's been assigned to. She can see knowledge-based articles, okay? If I come back over here, I can see that this automatic firmware fails. It's case number 350. And if I could find number 350 here, Linda's going to have access to this directly from the portal. So in answer to your question, as soon as we make an update here, it's visible to the customer in the portal. And of course, if you send an email, it's also going to be visible to the customer in the portal.
Okay.
Were there any other good related questions there, Jenna?
There are a few more questions. Let me see if it does relate. We do want to hold them for the Q&A. Yeah, we can
Okay.
move right along.
So this is we're back to the support case in the support portal. Our primary contact was Linda Holliday, and I added Linda down here because I knew I wanted to add her to the contact list in the bottom. She doesn't have to be at the same company, but she's always been the primary contact here. I'm going to show a little bit of information about Linda because Sugar allows you to keep track of all the stuff, remember, in the focus directory. See all that information about the customer. There's a lot more data behind the scenes. I can also, by the way, this is where you would activate her portal too. So if you want to, not every customer has to be given access to the portal. This is something you manage right from within Sugar. But more importantly, as the support agent, I can see their whole support history, Linda's support history here. So lots of information about Linda. Now I'm going to come back here. I'm going to refresh my cases. In this instance, in the support portal, I can see cases. Linda can see cases and bugs and knowledge base. Remember, this is a little different from our previous portal. It's a different portal. There's two different portals right now. Eventually, this old one will go away. And now I'm going to say, okay, I got to find my support case. I'm going to drill into the support case list. I'm going to find support case number 350. Oh, darn it, where's number 350? Of course, it wouldn't be a good demo. I went through, it's supposed to be visible in the portal. I must have, did I log into the wrong one? Guess not. So why am I not finding my portal? Okay, I did something wrong, my mistake. I must have hit a wrong button here, but what will happen is she can look at a support ticket and get that response, those notes, right in the support ticket. So as soon as that note got refreshed, as soon as I created the note, it immediately goes over to the support portal. Now, Linda wants to, or Melissa wants to schedule time to meet with Linda in Teams. You know what, maybe I just didn't put that. Maybe I didn't make this visible in the portal. It should be available externally. But anyway, that should answer the question. That's how you get the updates happen automatically in the portal in real time. Forget the fact that I probably typed something wrong. So what we did here is we had Melissa solve a simple support case. Came into the portal, but then she realized she had a more complex support case that she had to deal with. And that's when she went into the record for this automatic firmware update. She looked at previous notes. She looked at previous chat messages. She pulled up a couple of knowledge base articles. She realized she was in trouble because of these change timers, and she hadn't been keeping up with this, the guided selling, or the smart guide for interacting, the automatically templated way to interact with this support case. And so she reached out to the customer to set up the Teams meeting. Eventually, the customer is going to say, yep, all this is resolved. Phew. The customer can resolve it from the support portal, or Melissa can resolve it from inside Sugar itself, SugarCRM. So I've gone, oh, actually, I'm right at my time. I told myself I was going to hit it 20 minutes before the hour to give us time to answer some questions. So are there any questions in the chat?
There are, yeah. So the first one, how difficult is it to set up SugarCRM?
Ooh, well, a lot of customers use it right out of the box, whether it's SugarCRM or SugarCell. It is functional right out of the box. Now, everybody wants to make some configuration changes. So, you know, power users may save it. It's fine out of the box. We don't need it. We're just going to use it this afternoon, and they go. But most people want to do a little bit of configuration work, where they do it themselves after we train them, or we do it for them. So a typical setup is going to be a few days. You know, 3 days of config work going back and forth, making sure that the labels are correct, you know, maybe the values of drop downs are correct, those sorts of things. Some customers have a much more elaborate system and they want to take more time to implement, you know, SLA alerts and those templated templated support. But most customers are going to be done within, you know, 3 days to a week.
Okay, great. And I really do like this next question.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, everybody, if there was something in the demo that maybe just didn't make sense or you're unclear about, drop the question in here because I think it's great to go over this again. Does does Sugar have live chat?
Oh yeah, you know, I did not illustrate live chat, but it does. So right down here, I'm going to show you. Yeah, right down here,
Hmm.
Sugar Live. I don't. You have to connect with Amazon, and it's very detailed. So let's hold that. I'll illustrate before the end of this call because I have to go flip a switch. But
Okay.
are there any other questions that I can answer while I do that?
So there's this one. How much does it
Uh,
cost?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Again, it's really simple. It's $960 per user per year. So if you got 10 users, it's 9,600. But again, we go back to the implementation could be a lot or little. Doesn't have to be a lot, but the licenses themselves are pretty basic, 960 per user per year. There are a few add-ons. People may want some add-ons, and so I can't figure out, you know, which one they want. They may need this or that, but in general, that's a good starting point. 960 per user per year.
And the CSMs here, they do have the tools to put together an accurate quote and some
Hmm.
questions that we want to run by you to make sure we're gonna set you up with the right package. So
Yeah.
there'll be a contact at the end of this and that we'll send to you. So if you do want to take a look at which version or package, you can send that email and it'll get routed to your CSM.
Yeah, it's important to note that no matter what you're setting up, whether it's SugarCell, SugarServe, like I said, they can be used out of the box, but you don't want to just go plop down a credit card. You want to make sure you're setting things up properly. So that engagement and you know, a little bit of discussion with us to make sure that you're getting exactly what you need. I always tell people that my vision is not necessarily your vision. So I want to make sure that we spend some time so that you're comfortable and I'm comfortable that I understand things properly. And that's what we'll do here at BrainSell to make sure that all these things get set up exactly right.
And then there is, we have another one that just came in. I think you showed two different portals. What
Did.
portal would I get?
That's a good question. Another one. For now, if they're both available now, they're both available now. But the first one I showed, the simpler one, um, has more capability coming. You could get either one. You could get either one. Um, so it really depends on your needs. If you had a need for a lot of customization, or maybe you wanted to integrate it with other tools of yours, you might want to opt for the new portal that just came out. But if you want to stick with the older portal, that's fine. It's actually for today, the older portal's got a little bit more capability than the newer portal because the newer portal's only been out for about a month. But it just depends on what your use cases are. It just depends on the use cases. The new portal is going to be, or it is already, um, you can theme it better. You know, an HTML designer could make a really nice theme for it. The old portal doesn't have quite that capability, but you can theme it with a lot of restrictions, but you can theme it right from within Sugar. So you can use Sugar Studio to control the old portal, but the new portal's got a lot more capability for like HTML designers.
Great. Yeah, we'll definitely circle back to have that conversation. Um, and then another question that just came in. This is great. Thank you everybody for the questions. What are the different add-ins for Serve?
Oh, that is a good question. So one of the add-ins I showed you is that the sale, the guide. I'll
Smart
go
guy.
back to the case. Remember the templated, that's an add-in. So you could get that as an add-in. And there are others if you need others or integrations. It doesn't have to be add-ins from Sugar like the guides are, the templated interactions. It
There's
could be
the
like
Smart
third party.
Guide and
Yeah,
Connect
there's,
too.
yes.
Is that one?
I'll show you. I'll go back to my case. And here's my firmware. So the Smart Guides is indeed an add-on.
Okay.
And there are others. There are others, and it could be just an add-on that comes from a third party or from Sugar. This is provided directly by Sugar. And I can do the chat. I had to log in as a different user here. So I'm going to bring in a different dashboard.
Is
So
the
this
chat
is
an add-on?
no, chat is not an add-on from Sugar. It is an add-on. You have to have the service, the underlying telephony, but it is built into Sugar at no additional cost. The capability to use the telephony is built into Sugar at no additional cost. So I had to log in as a different user because Melissa didn't have an account with Amazon, but this guy does. And so this button right down here, Sugar Live, allows me to connect Sugar, built-in Sugar, to Amazon Connect. So in this case, we're using Amazon Connect to place phone calls and handle chats. So if a customer is in the support portal and they started chatting and I was available, I'd see this light up. I get a notification up here. Same thing for an inbound phone call. That inbound phone call comes in. I'd be able to select, answer the phone, select the related records, whether it's a person, a client, a company, disposition that phone call, and save it right into Sugar. This makes Sugar your soft phone and Sugar your chat client. And it can connect to a website or to the support portal.
Awesome. And then back to the add-ins, do they cost extra per add-in?
Yes, most of them do, especially if it's a third party. Third parties aren't going to sell you stuff. The chat add-in, or sorry, the Smart Guide here, I believe it's $180 annually per user. You have to check with your salesperson. 240. My mistake. Thank you, Jen. I was going to say check with the CSM because she knows the pricing. $240 per user annually.
The add-ins range from 180 to 240 depending. So yeah, check in with us. We'll relay the different add-ins and their costs.
Yeah. So the answer is yes, they do have an additional cost to them. And some are per user and some are for the whole instance. So you may have some that are applied to the whole instance of SugarServe and some that you just have to buy per each user. Any other questions we had there?
I don't see any new ones. Keep them coming. Yeah, we have some time.
So if people are interested in SugarServe, first thing is just give us a call. But it's really important to know that if you're an existing SugarSell customer and you want to add SugarServe capability, that license for $960 per SugarServe license, you may not have to add that $960 license. Sugar does have licenses that are combined. So if you want to combine SugarSell and Serve under one license, you can do that at a little bit lower cost than buying two separate licenses. So just an important point there. I'm going to get my browser out of the way, and we'll go back here. And we've got the Q&A. If there's no more Q&A.
Nope, we just completed that. But if you do have more questions, you can keep sending them in. We'll definitely be following up with everybody to answer any questions. But thank you all so much for joining us today.
What about this special offer?
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay, Kevin. Okay. All right.
I wanted to first just say thank you for your time. And because you're here and we're thanking you for your time, we do have a really cool offer, 25% off 10 or more SugarServe licenses. So take advantage of this if you do think SugarServe is the right tool for you, but let's definitely talk about it. We want to be able to strategize with you to make sure it is going to help your company grow and scale. Like I mentioned,
can I take advantage of that?
But yeah, so like I said, we'll be following up with everybody tomorrow to get your thoughts, feedback, make sure you are taking advantage of this if it's the right time. So keep an eye out for that in your inbox. But again, thank you so much. I hope everybody has a wonderful day and we hope to see you at our next event.
Yeah. Bye,
and
everybody.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you.
Yeah, you too, Jenna. Thanks for correcting me. I need you.
Oh.